Coming up next, we got Greg Bobchick from the United States and also from the USA, Gene Lydick. A couple of Yankees going at each other.
Gene Lydick is from the U.S., but he's been living here in Japan. He's been studying, working, living with the Japanese. He sleeps with them, eats with them, and works out with them. So he's being trained to be a real UWFi warrior.
Now, is it true, Gene, that these young guys from America who come over here, the first thing they have to do is learn how to eat fish head soup? Is that true?
Absolutely. If you can't survive that, how are you going to live? Because that's all you get served.
Rice and fish head soup. And let me tell you, they lose some weight when they get over here. And right now, the guy coming out is lost a lot of weight since the last time I saw him.
Gene Lydick has lost about 25 pounds, and he tells me he's a lot faster, a lot stronger, and has a lot more stamina. We'll wait and see tonight. This is going to be a close one. Now, both of these guys are good wrestlers. Basically, they're wrestlers. They're not really into the martial arts part of it.
Now, for the first time, we're going to see a couple of Americans going at each other in shoot wrestling. This got to be a first, huh?
Yeah, no, it's happened a couple times before, but it's not usual. Generally, you tend to see Japanese against the Americans. But in this case, Lydick is fighting out of the red corner, which is considered the Japanese corner. And as I told you earlier, he lives and works out with them. So he's sort of earned himself honorary Japanese position here tonight. I'm going to call this as a pretty close one. Both of them are great wrestlers. Maybe Lydick has slightly the advantage because he's been doing the UWF style, so maybe he's picked up a little more on striking, but we'll have to wait and see. Evenly matched, weight, experience. Whoever wants it more is going to win it tonight.
We're probably going to see a lot more wrestling than we're going to see the jiu-jitsu style of kicking and fighting.
That's right.
But like you say, Lydick has been training here with the UWFi, and maybe he has a few tricks up his sleeve, or maybe in the back of his shorts, huh? We're going to find out. Wearing red, white, and blue trunks, Greg Bobchick. He has a USA jacket.
What a nice takedown that was. And he actually hurt him with that takedown. He slammed his shoulder into Gene's shin. And I know he definitely hurt the knee and the shin with that. Gene's in trouble.
The audience here tonight is trying to figure out who they should cheer for because neither one of these guys are Japanese, and of course they don't know much about either one, but probably Lydick is the hometown favorite.
Gene's been doing a lot of studying with kicking. Actually, what the UWFi has done is bring in a Thai kickboxer to train these guys with kicking, to give them the kicking abilities. Thai boxing is the home of kickboxing. They're the best at that sport, and they've actually imported a guy to teach them kicking.
Only about 20 minutes away from Osaka, and where we're sitting right now is the port city of Kobe. That happened to be the first place that the Americans were allowed to set up residence in Japan back in the mid-1800s. The Osaka area are more accustomed to foreigners and more accustomed to seeing Americans on the streets. So these two guys fighting right now is a big thrill for these people, and hopefully this fight will start really getting hot and heavy in a few moments, and the crowd will come alive.
Well, neither boy has really been hurt or hurt the other guy except with that takedown early. So that was a very nice pickup. But Lydick is a good wrestler. He can handle that kind of stuff.
Bobchick seems to be very fired up for this one. He's kicking a lot. I'm surprised to see him kick. It doesn't look like he has much on the kick, though.
No, he's going through the motions, but it's not working. They're wrestlers, and they've gone back now to what they know best, which is wrestling.
Whoa. Lydick comes in, tries to get one on it, but Bobchick stops it. And you can still hear that silence. Yes, it is. The crowd is watching very intently, waiting for something to happen and appreciating this fantastic display of shoot wrestling right here in Osaka. Hope you're enjoying it, folks. This is the real thing.
Get up.
Well, Jim trying to go for that vulnerable ankle. Hey, listen, no matter how big and strong you are, you ever stepped off a street corner and caught your ankle wrong, you know how much it hurts. Now you take a 250-pound guy in shape like that, trying to break your ankle for all he's worth, and you realize how dangerous those holes are. The weakest part of your body, the ankle. Oh, and he catches him with, again, that knee to the head. American wrestlers unprepared for that. American Olympic amateur-style wrestlers, they tend to come in low. They squat. They like to fight there. They're always vulnerable for the knee to the head, and they've been paying that price today.
Right now, taking a look at the scoreboard, it looks like Lydick is ahead on points, 15-13 in favor of Gene Lydick.
Make that 12. Bobchick has to escape the chokehold.
Well, we're still looking for some real excitement. Both men are sort of cruising, looking for the weakness in the other. And something's going to happen here very quickly, I can tell. We're watching a junior league match between Gene Lydick and Greg Bobchick from the United States. Woo! I can feel it when those guys fall on that mat.
Well, they mean when they throw a guy down to hurt. In other kinds of wrestling, that's kind of, you know, you throw a guy, but you're careful how you throw him. He breaks the fall with his hands or with his feet. In this case, they're trying to throw you on the high part of your body, on the upper back, on the neck, and really hurt you.
Lydick just lost his first point in the match. It's now 14-12 as they come together again. And we're looking for something. Oh, a nice twisting takedown, but looks like Bobchick got on top. He's on the ride right now. And they roll into the ropes. But no one takes responsibility for it. The referee is still pointing the finger.
No, if you simply roll into the ropes through the action of your fighting, points are not deducted. It's when you grab it to stop the action. Like now when Bobchick had the hold on his ankle. That's when you do that.
Bobchick loses another point. It's 14-11, and they're back in the center of the ring again.
Gene's trying to throw the kicks, but they're a little bit too slow. He should stick with the knee. That's had a little luck for him.
A nice takedown by Bobchick. He's having a lot of luck with those takedowns tonight.
But they're just straight wrestling takeovers. Wrestlers are used to that. They're not causing any damage.
A little trivia for you folks who are watching shoot wrestling for the first time. The ring is about 5.5 meters square. That's about 18 square feet. And underneath are plank boards, which are supported by steel beams. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the guy landing on the back end of that.
Well, Lydick continue to make Bobchick escape. They're going to stay with wrestling now. At this point, Lydick's kicks are worthless. His knees could still be a factor, but they'll stay with wrestling. They'll try to go to a wrestling hole. Lydick's still looking to make a hit work. They're slowing down now. They're wrestlers, and they've gone back now to what they know best, which is wrestling.
Whoa. Lydick comes in, tries to get one on it, but Bobchick stops it. Whoa! Go back to the action.
But Lydick made a mistake. He tried to take him over with a suplex, but he put him straight over on himself onto his face. He could very easily have broken his own nose. But no, he looks all right. So the damage only inflicted to Bobchick. It looked like Lydick hurt himself with that. He didn't bridge enough. What you have to do is bridge enough to avoid your opponent coming down on your face. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, in just a second as the action intensifies in the middle of the ring now. Bobchick going after him. That was quite a clash of titans we just saw. It's 14-6 in favor of Lydick. So Bobchick's going to have to get started, or he's going to have to win this thing by submission, because the time is going to start running out. This is a 15-minute time limit on this particular junior league match. You're looking at two Americans going at each other. Gene Lydick, he's in the red corner, and Greg Bobchick in the blue.
What was that you were saying that wrestling has to be
continued
as called entertainment?
What we call professional wrestling back in the United States, in most states, is considered entertainment, and it has to be advertised as exhibition and not a contest.
I see.
That's because, according to this encyclopedia, most of these exhibition matches are rehearsed. Well, there we go again.
Oh, there is a beautiful one. That really hurt. Now,
Bobchick is in trouble.
You notice how he bridged the body and brought him down straight on his back and neck. Bobchick is in bad trouble. The arm is extended. He could break
And it's over.
It's over.
It's over as Gene Lydick does it. That training is paid off. Gene Lydick takes on Greg Bobchick and finishes him off with a beautiful move right at the end.
Now, there is the kind of takedown.
Okay, we're going to take a look at some slow-mo. Here we go.
See, there's Gene. He does not. He falls actually right on his face. He hurts himself as much as he does Bobchick because you can actually get your nose or jaw broken. But look at how beautifully he does that one, how he puts all the pressure on the back of the neck and head. Watch the head and neck hit. This is the dangerous one. I'm afraid somebody someday is going to get killed. I just hope it doesn't happen. These boys are in such splendid shape they could take it. Don't try that at home, folks.
And that ends it. Gene Lydick taking on Greg Bobchick. And now coming into the ring, we've got two Japanese wrestlers. Kiyoshi Tamura, he'll be going against Yuko Miyato. Tell us about these guys.
Okay, in the blue corner we have Yuko Miyato, one of the smallest Japanese wrestlers who has to make up for a lack of size with as much heart, guts, and talent as you're ever going to see. He's going up against one of the young Japanese wrestlers, Kiyoshi Tamura. Tamura, some kind of fighter. A while back, about 8 months ago or so, Tamura took on a great American boxer by the name of Matthew Saad Mohammed. Matthew Saad Mohammed held 3 lightweight, heavyweight championships, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. Tamura took out him in 32 seconds of the first round. He kicked his leg out from under him, dropped on him from the back, and put a chokehold on him, and Matthew Saad Mohammed gave up. That's the kind of fighter you got.
Once again in the red corner, Kiyoshi Tamura to your left and Yuko Miyato to your right in the blue corner. We'd like to tell you it's standing room only here in the Osaka Civic Arena. 7,500 plus in attendance. This place is full. They love shoot wrestling in Japan. Hope you enjoy it back in the USA.
Watch Miyato go. He's got to make up now some weight and height disadvantage. Miyato is one of the pound-for-pound best fighters that I've ever seen, but his problem is pounds. He doesn't have enough. Look out for his mean, vicious spinning back kick. He's got one of the best around. If he can land that on the solar plexus or to the throat or head, you're in big trouble. Otherwise, I think Tamura's got a few too many wrestling skills for him. Should be a very quickly moving, striking, wrestling, tumbling match. This will be full of great technical moves.
Okay, dressed in the red trunks is Tamura. In the black is Miyato. And watch these guys go. They're very fast, very quick. A lot of moves happening simultaneously and a lot of reverses. And now the fans react as both men stop their sudden rapid movement and wait for a chance to go at each other again. Once again.
He's got the arm extension on. He could lose it right away, but Miyato manages to roll over. He was in real trouble. Now, you have to appreciate how quickly an arm can get broken. Just extend your arm out across the table and then put it on the edge of the table and press down. You realize how quickly you can snap it. That's what can happen when one of these guys grab you. It is a very, very dangerous hold.
Right now, Tamura's got his leg and his ankle, and looks like Miyato couldn't handle it. He reaches for the rope and loses a point, 15-14 in favor of Kiyoshi Tamura. Both men are on their feet again in the middle of the ring.
Miyato is trained at boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, professional amateur wrestling. He knows it all. Again, his problem is a size problem. He usually always is going against men much bigger than him. In this case, the weight advantage is not all that much.
No, they right from ringside, they look about the same size. Maybe Tamura's slightly heavier.
Depends what he ate last night, right?
Right. Or where he ate, right? By the way, this is a beautiful city, Osaka. If you're ever in Japan, you should make a special effort to come visit the beautiful city of Osaka. And we'd like to thank all the wonderful people who've made our stay here such a sweet thing. Yes, sirree. 15-14 right now between Kiyoshi Tamura in the red and Yuko Miyato.
Okay, Wada's got the shoot sign on, but they spin out of it, no problems. Now they're kind of feeling each other out. The opening barrage is over. They're waiting to see who can take advantage of what.
The crowd is very, very quiet, suspenseful, waiting for the action, the fireworks to begin. And believe me, they will start all of a sudden. These guys are so fast, so quick. Unbelievable. Uh-oh, the referee comes over. There's a string hanging loose in Miyato's, what do they call those? A shin protection?
Well, those are like, yeah, shin pads. They're similar to, you know, like a boxing glove, like a bag glove. That does two things to the kick. Number one, it actually lets the wrestler throw the kick harder because he knows he's not going to possibly hurt his leg when he hits it on an elbow or something. So they throw a very strong, penetrating kick because of that. Also, it does afford some protection because without that, you have so much blood and cuts that matches would tend to end too fast.
Well, you're noticing a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of judo, a lot of martial art.
Look out, he's got him. Now he's too close to the ring. Tamura able to turn it around, and he gets the armbar arm. Miyato is able to escape because they're close to the rope. Now there you went. Each guy had a potentially ending hold on, about 3 in a row, and they just spun one into the other. What an exhibition.
What are some of the holds that'll give you an immediate submission?
Okay, I mentioned one, the armbar. As soon as you get that extended, it's over. Another one is the ankle. If you can catch the ankle, put enough pressure on the Achilles tendon underneath, you can snap the ankle. That's another give-up move. The other one from behind, if you can catch both legs and step over on the guy and put enough pressure on the back, you can rip all the back ligaments out of your body. So those are 3 of the moves that you very often see end about spectacularly quickly.
Bringing up on points, Miyato has lost 2 so far. It's 15
Well, there's
to 13.
one right now. Now, Miyato is reaching over, and he's putting on a headlock, but this is not the kind of headlock that you see in regular wrestling, where you just put your arm around you. If you notice, he's trying to twist the chin and face around, so that, and that's why Wada's got the shoot sign on, because, oh, and does he land a kick to the back of the kidney area.
This is why these guys have to be in such excellent condition, because they really do receive a lot of pain, and there was some pain as that bounce on the mat just vibrated right through us.
I mean, Tamura literally bounced about 3-4 inches up in the air after he was hit.
And Tamura
his back is hurting it now. He's trying to recover. He's okay. He's going to get up. I don't know if he's okay, but he's ready to go on. Watch out. I know Miyato. He's going to try to get that spinning back kick in pretty soon.
Well, right now,
watch out.
Tamura's just lost his first point, so it's 14 to 13. How about the kicking on the ground rules?
The UWFi fight resembles the street fight. In other words, if your opponent is getting up to fight again, you're allowed to kick him. If he's down on all fours, hands and legs are down, you can't kick him. But if he's starting to get up and raises even one hand, you're allowed to kick him because, hey, you don't want the guy up and doing something to you. Knock him down again.
Preventive wrestling, is that what we call
it? That the best offense, best defense is a good offense, isn't that it?
That's it. Miyato lost another point in that little rigoro, and all of a sudden we're down to 14-12 with a 2-point advantage on behalf of Tamura. Both men are standing now, and there goes a beautiful kick on the inside, another one on the outside. Miyato is attacking. Like you see, we may see that spinning back kick here pretty soon.
Oh, but Tamura's got a terrific chokehold on. No, Miyato's going to escape. That's one of Tamura's favorite moves, by the way. I've seen him win many, many matches with that chokehold. He has just such a powerful chokehold. When he did that on Matthew Saad Mohammed, I asked him afterward. He said, I was blacking out. The guy was going to break my neck. I had to give up.
Obviously, the judge...
There it is.
That was it. That was it. That was the reverse.
He didn't land it on the solar plexus. It was a little bit lower, so Tamura's going to survive, but he isn't hurting. Whoa. No, there's that chokehold again.
Both men using the cream of their crop in moves, and right now the excitement is really getting hot and heavy. And Miyato grabs for the ropes, and this time he loses a point, 14-11 in favor of Tamura. Both men look a little exhausted right now between the chokeholds and the reverse kicks. Whoa, this is exciting. This is shoot wrestling, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
you could feel that one.
Tamura was hurting from the spinning back kick to the stomach. Miyato then put a knee under the solar plexus. The referee is saying something about that not exactly being kosher, but it looked all right to me.
Well, right now, Tamura is in a lot of pain as he still holds his rib cage, trying to stay away from Miyato's kick. But Miyato doesn't give up, and another one right to the side. Same place. And now a judo move gets him down on the ground, and he's going after that arm.
He's got that arm bar on. No, but look at that spinning takeout. And the arm bar, but Miyato again too close to the ropes, and he escapes.
This is a work of art, ladies and gentlemen. This is wrestling. This is almost art wrestling, I would say.
This is real professional wrestling at its best.
Okay, 14-9 is the score. Miyato's going after him with the kicks. It may be a count. It may be a knockdown. Let's find out what they
in a
rule
lot of pain. That stomach is taking a real workover today. The spinning back kicks, the knees. He's a tough boy. He's up, but could be a setup right now. Miyato's going to walk in for the kill.
It's 11-9 right now in favor of Tamura, but it looks like Miyato might. No! Unbelievable.
What a match.
It looked like Miyato was on top of it, and then Tamura came back very, very quickly, and then it twisted again. Both men are still on the mat. As the referee makes his way over to Tamura, he's talking to him right now. The crowd is anxiously waiting for the winner to be declared.
No, it's the winner to get up. That's the problem.
Well, he's got to get up to be declared. Let's see how long it takes.
Tamura won the fight, but he took a lot of pain, a lot of punishment.
Okay, we're going to take a look at a sequence of plays early in the match. Gene, tell us what's happening.
All right, well, there was that spinning back kick I told you about, right in the stomach. If it landed a little higher, he might have done him away, but that hurt. Okay? Now, he had to survive that. He had to go back in there with his stomach hurting. Miyato knew he had the opening and came in and delivered the knee to the midsection. Now, Miyato got a little bit careless. I think he thought Tamura was ready to be put away. He started going for some. Tamura came around, twisted around, put on one of those choke reverse holds on the back of the neck, and that was the end of Miyato.
And Kiyoshi Tamura wins.
本日の第5試合30分一本勝負を行います。青コーナー220パウンド安城洋二
UWF インターのオールラウンドファイター安城洋二。
赤コーナー215パウンド山崎
実力者寡黙な仕事人山崎和夫。柴田さん、はい、この試合山崎選手は UWF インターのナンバー2、はい、そして安城選手は中堅という形なんですが、実力的には伯仲していると思うんですけれども、
ですね、はい、シングル戦はですね、山崎選手の全勝ですね。はい、U インターになってからも2回やってますね。でダブルバウトで、はい、そこにいらっしゃる宮戸さんと一緒に、山崎さんを蹴りまくって一度 KO 勝ちしたことがありますね。
なるほど。ということはこのシングルでも勝ちたいというふうに燃えているでしょう、安城。一方山崎の方はまだまだそうはさせじという気迫でしょうが、安城の方が目で牽制します。
もうお互い試合数はお互いこなしてますからね、はい、お互い同士が、手の内がこれ分かってますから、お互いなかなか技が今変わりませんね。
なるほど。もうお互いの得意技も知り尽くしています、安城と山崎。非常に鋭い目つきの山崎。 してひなげり、しかしそれにひるまず山崎。さあステップオーバーするか。力が入ります。おっ、逆に足を取った安城。そして投げる。足を取らせません。う
まいです。
両選手ともこの UWF インターの中ではテクニックではねトップレベルの選手ですもんね、しかも何度となくスパーリングもこなしてきたことでしょう。山崎和夫と安城洋二。
あと安城選手ですね、この試合前ビル・ロビンソン氏がですね、コーチで来てくれてたんですけど、だいぶマンツーマンでも教わってましたんでね、もうだいぶロビンソン直伝のこのテクニックをだいぶさっきから要所要所で見せてますね。
なるほど。
ただ山崎さんもそれをいなして随分うまく反撃してます。全く今ゴールですね。
さあここで山崎何を狙いに行くか。しかしロープに足がかかっています。安城の足がロープにかかっています。
グラウンドでは山崎選手と5分以上に渡り合うということは本当に安城選手すごいですよね。
やはりかなり成長していると見ていいんでしょうか。安城のミドルキック。安城膝蹴り膝蹴り。山崎は思わず腰を落としたところ腕ひしぎに行くがまだ不完全ですね。
あれが伸びてしまったらもうダメなんですね。今度はこれ山崎さんが取れてます、ね、
足を取ってますね。
これは安藤選手足でですね、相手をこう突き放してるわけですね。こう相手がもう懐に入ってきちゃいますとこれ決まっちゃいますんで、相手をこう突き放してるわけです。
なるべく懐に入れたくないということですね。そしてアキレス腱です。
安城選手はこんなにグラウンドうまいというのは驚かされましたね、私。
いわゆる普段はキックが中心。
安城選手のコーナー、大江選手がついてますよね。ムエタイの選手とよくキックの練習してましたんで、キックしたいかと思いましたけど、とんでもないですね。その前がこんなにうまくなってますね。
皆さんこれはどうでしょう。
まだ甘いですね。けどこれ山崎さんこれもうちょっとですねこれね。
山崎としてもこれをあまり長く続けられるとかなりスタミナを奪われます。懸命に足首を締め上げる。
安城選手もだいぶ疲れてきてますから、この腕の絞りがやっぱりもう一つ
甘いです。
甘いですね。
山崎も懸命に腕で押し返します。倒れながらも顔面に蹴りを見舞いました山崎。
こらえてますけどダメージ残ってしまいますね。これは
相当スタミナを奪われますね。やはり10分が経過しました。第5試合30分の一本勝負です。バックを取った。宮さんこれはどうでしょう。
決まってますね。いい感じでもうちょっとですね。もう一絞り。これもう足外しちゃって首に移行しちゃった方がかえっていいかもしれませんね。いやもう大丈夫。もう山崎さん外しました。
さあそして膝十字に行くか。ここら辺かなりグラウンドで安城の方が攻めています。
山崎選手防戦一本になっちゃいましたね。
やはり山崎としてはどうやってここから反撃いたしますか。安城の足がボタボタと滴り落ちています。
そうですね、見てる以上に疲れ、ただまあ汗の量、まあどうですかね、まあ普段から割と汗は多い方ですからね、まあ大丈夫だと思います。
山崎がロープに逃れた安城がキャンバスを叩いて悔しがりました。
両選手もうまいですね。
さすがテクニシャン同士です。しかし体を反転させて逃れました。バックを取った山崎、バックを取ったぞ、足をフックさせる、足をフックさせてこらえる安城、逆に肘を取った。
今足を踏みつけましたね。
はい、うまいですね。さあそして相手の首を固める。宮田さん、これはい
やまだ首狙ってますけども、
はい、
これがもう手がついちゃったらもう山崎さんでも逃げられないですね。
はい、
あ、うまい。
そして脇固めの体勢だ。これで腕が伸びると山崎は苦しい。しかし逃れます。今日の安城選手はもう連携技がもう素晴らしいですね。 はい、一つの技から次の技へ移行するこの流れがありますね。
もうこれはロビンソン教室の成果じゃないですかね。
なるほど。山崎選手もちょっとびっくりしてるんじゃないでしょうか。
そうですね、ちょっと山崎さん後半ちょっとテクニックで押されてますね。はい。
今のでダウンを取られました。山崎がダウンを取られました。
ただこれでアンナもこれ相手に効いてるなと思ってここで入っていくと危ないですからね。ここであんまり調子に乗りすぎると。
さあ張り手、そして膝蹴り、そして腕を取った。ここから何がある。安城が攻めています。しかし山崎が左に、山崎しっかり膝蹴りだ。今度は安城がダウンを奪われた。柴田さん、一進一退ですね。
ただ安城選手攻めきれませんでしたからね。
はい、
この辺りから山崎選手そうですよ。
何か宮戸さんの言った通りのような展開になってきました。相打ち、キックは相打ち、ものすごい距離だ。山崎のものすごい距離。安城2度目のダウンです。顔面を押さえて苦しがる安城。
眉間から鼻っ端に入ったんじゃないですか。
かなり効いています。ボディを抜ける。膝蹴る。情けをさない攻めだ。3度目のダウンです。3度目のダウン。安城苦しい。宮田さん、安城ダメージはどうでしょう。ダメです。カウントアウトです。カウントアウトです。
惜しかったですね。
ものすごいボディへの蹴り、そして最後は顔面への膝蹴りが有効でした。安城グロッキーです。まだ安城立ち上がることはできません。しかし宮田さん、最後のこの山崎の傘にかかったような攻めすごかったですね。やはりここがベテランの味ということなんでしょうか。
まああれですね、自分のペースでいくかと思うとあれそういうところで待ってますからね。ですから今日そこはもうやっぱうまさですね。まあただ安藤選手の今日の連携技は本当すごかったですね。
第5試合、山崎和夫対安城洋二、山崎選手が見事なノックアウト勝ちを収めました。
And right now, in the blue corner to your right is Tommy Cairo going against Hiromisu Kanehara. Okay, Gene, tell us about these two fellas.
Well, we've got a bit of a weight mismatch here. Tommy Cairo coming in at about 240 pounds against Kanehara's 210. That's 30 pounds of weight up there that has to be overcome. But I have a feeling he's going to do it. Kanehara is smaller, but he has that kicking ability and striking ability. Tommy Cairo, basically a wrestler. I think Kanehara has too many tools for Cairo to overcome. I'm looking for Kanehara to win this, particularly by softening him up with the low kicks to the legs, and then when the leg is giving out on him, he'll have him to play with.
Gene, these are listed as junior league matches. Exactly what is junior league? Okay,
the junior league are the younger fellas who have just qualified. They are not yet considered good enough to move up to the senior league, and they actually have their own division. They're awarded points for each time there's a tournament. They accumulate points. At the end of the year, they judge who's the winner. The top boys move into the senior division.
We talked about the rules earlier. We've seen a few slaps, and they look pretty hard. can a guy actually close his fist, or what kind of a fist can he use to hit someone else?
You can hit to the body with a fist, but when you go to the head, you have to have your hand open. So you can either slap or use the palm of the hand. Now, if you use the palm of the hand, that's deadly. That's much harder, actually, than a punch. And at this point, though, Tommy Cairo seems to be having trouble stopping the kick to his left leg, and Kanehara keeps working on that. Now, think back to when you were in school. Remember the old dead leg? Somebody'd come up and knee you in the thing, and you'd fall down. Well, that's actually what he's doing. He's hitting the side of the leg, going in the back, and hitting the sciatic nerve. Does that enough, the guy's going to drop. Now he's got a leg lock on, and Cairo has to escape and loses the first point.
And so Cairo stands up and Kanehara stands up, and they're about to go at it again. Right now the referee is checking Cairo's leggings, I guess that's what you would call them, and making sure that they're okay and he's not going to get hurt.
Shin protectors, but there again, Tommy Cairo has no idea how to stop the right kick to his left leg. After a while, Kanehara is just going to keep chopping at the trunk and to have the tree fall down.
We'd like to remind you, there's a suplex over. Cairo's got Kanehara on the floor. He's got him in the middle of the ring. It could be trouble, but right now Kanehara is struggling. He may be able to get over to the side. No, he turns it around. He does a reverse, and now Cairo finds himself in the ropes.
Actually, they just rolled into the ropes. No, they're saying that Cairo escaped, so he lost a point for that. Sakuragawa's up by a point. Now watch this. When they're separating him, Kanehara is going to kick into that leg again. Tommy knows that's happening, so he's getting on him, and he's starting to use that weight advantage. It's a very good throw, and Kanehara lost a point for that.
For you folks who are used to watching exhibition wrestling, what we see right now when they do those suplexes, those guys are really coming over on the back of their neck. This is no show. This is for real, and it really hurts. And there's a definite possibility that they can break their neck, they can get stunned, they can get knocked out.
Well, I've been in the ring before when I was younger with a little boxing and kickboxing, and those things hurt. But I tell you, when you get picked up backwards like that and slammed with all your weight on your neck, that's scary to me.
I think the conditioning of these young Japanese wrestlers is tremendous, and it does save them from a lot of injury. But when you're going against a guy who weighs maybe 30 or 40 pounds heavy.
Oh, what a perfect knee to the head. Cairo fell into that. He's down.
Okay. This could be a countdown now if he doesn't get up. No,
he's in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's falling over. This could be a countdown, and it's out.
Absolutely.
It's out. And now Kanehara has won the match, and he climbs up and revs up the crowd as Cairo is actually knocked out, and the Age run into the ring. A real exciting match.
You mentioned earlier the Americans wrestle, and you see the Japanese do the martial arts striking. There's the reason. There's the answer. It works.
And the crowd comes alive here as Hiromisu Kanehara tops Tommy Cairo in a 15-minute Junior League match. A lot of excitement, and Cairo is still on the mat. They're trying to bring him up. And now he finally sits up and hopefully is okay, but you could tell the man was totally stunned and then literally passed out from that kick, or knee, should I say, to the head. Okay. Right now we're going to take a replay. Gene, show us what's happening.
Well, there it was. Tommy Cairo was trying to get in and wrestle. He let his face get in, didn't protect it. Kanehara saw it and just delivered a knee to the head and knocked him out. You can't take those. Nobody can take those.
Have you ever seen a slow motion? There's a suplex. Have you ever seen a slow motion replay in wrestling? This is a first, ladies and gentlemen. There you saw it, a suplex. And he's on his way out. Our exciting match as Kanehara beats Cairo. right, folks, we got two Japanese wrestlers ready to go at each other. Outside the ring, he's a wonderful, sweet guy, but inside the ring, you wouldn't want to be there. Yoji Anjo climbing through the ropes right now. Okay, Yoji Anjo with his zebra striped outfit coming through. Very popular, not only here in Osaka, but all over Japan, wherever he fights. And going against Yoji is a very, very, very good guy, Tatsuo Nakano. Nakano is also very popular here in Japan. As you can see, the fans have lined up on the walkway where he's coming through. They love this fella, but they also love Yoji. Who are you going to choose in a match like this?
Well, I'll tell you, Yoji Anjo is the kind of guy that you want to go take a walk down a bad back street. You want this guy walking with you. This guy can do it all. He can kick, knee, wrestle. But look at this guy. I mean, this guy can jump. He can, and he's a he's about 230-pound guy of pure violence. This kid is some kind of tough fighter when he explodes. He's got it all.
They say he may be the heir apparent of the World Championship, maybe in a couple of years. Yoji Anjo, what a competitor. He is a really, really significant factor in this street wrestling.
He knows it all. He's got the wrestling, he's got the kicking. He's the complete UWFi fighter. Nakano, Jim, one of the reasons that people like him Jim, one of the reasons folks like Nakano, and these are both popular guys here, Nakano starts a little slow and he starts getting stronger and stronger the more he's hurt. He never gives up, and the Japanese like that kind of guts that he shows. Yoji, a real showman in the ring. Deadly, but a showman. And they appreciate that. Let's see what they're going to do to each other tonight.
Well, the bell rings and they come out to the center. Now we're going to see two Japanese going at each other with all the techniques of UWFi. We're probably going to see a lot of kicking, a lot of jiu-jitsu style moves, and not as much wrestling as we saw before.
Anjo will go to the striking part of this much more than Nakano. Nakano can do it, but he prefers to wrestle. But I'll tell you, Nakano can take more punishment than any man I've ever seen in my life and keep on coming. Whether Anjo can keep dishing it out, he's going to get tired actually hitting this guy for a while. That's what Nakano does. And then he comes after you after you've worn down. But look at the power of those kicks and hits that Anjo is laying on him. Look at already the welts across Nakano's body.
If they had a couple of gloves on each hand, it would look like a boxing match right now, as they look like they're almost ready to spar with each other.
Except you don't see those kind of kicks to the legs in boxing. And I'm telling you, those kicks to the legs are what changes this sport around. You have to protect the upper body, okay? What do you do when a guy is going to hit your legs with the power of a baseball bat? And believe me, we have measured it. We have actually had a professional machine, you know, like a machine that you punch. They've had somebody hit it with a baseball bat. It registered 100. They had one of our guys hit it and registered 150. Now, that's what you're taking to the body. Nakano just took a few, and he's laughing at Anjo and saying, I can take a lot more of that. He probably will, too.
I hope you can hear it at home. We can hear it here at ringside, and I tell you, it's thunderous. The crowd loves it. Okay, the gentlemen are going at each other in the center of the ring right now. I call them gentlemen because outside they both are very, very fine guys, but I wouldn't want to be in there with them right now. Going at it head and foot, and now Anjo brings him down, and he's working on him. Let's see what happens.
They're taking a little breather right now. We had some pretty hot and heavy action for a while. The guys are pacing themselves a little bit. Now, when they're down on the ground, they're not just resting. What they're trying to do is get in position to put on what we call a submission or concession hold. Grab an arm, a leg, or something in that kind of position that if you extend it, you can snap it, that the guy has to give up. That's what they're looking for when they're ground. They're not just laying there. This is leverage. This is one hold being turned into another. You'll watch it happen.
Now, we call it shoot wrestling, and if you look at the referee's hand the next time he comes into the screen, he's got his finger, there it is, he's pointing straight at the man on the bottom, and that means, are you ready to give up? And that's shoot wrestling for you, because that's submission wrestling. That means we're going for it for real. But both men are up now, and they're doing a little slapping act, and there goes a kick by Anjo, but it doesn't work, and Nakano gets him down on the mat. Gene, is there advantage when two Japanese wrestlers are fighting this type of wrestling as opposed to when there's a Japanese and American?
I don't think so, because all these guys know that they have to defend all aspects of the sport. Actually, it's a little bit more difficult for the guy because he's not going to present the open leg or the open head as a lot of the American wrestlers do.
So actually, they would prefer to go against a foreigner than to go against one of their own countrymen.
If the weights were the same, the problem is the foreigner usually outweighs them by 30, 40 pounds. That makes up the skill difference.
And they're back up again, and they're going after it. Nakano is trying to put his foot up in the air, but so far, his heart isn't in it, but Anjo attacks.
He slipped on that one. No, he slipped as he tried to go. His leg went out from under him, and then Nakano was able to take advantage of that. These two boys have fought before. I remember that was back a couple years ago, and if I remember correctly, Nakano won it. But when they walked out of the ring, you wouldn't never have thought he was the winner if you looked at his face.
Well, right now, Nakano's ahead on points, 15-13 over Yoji Anjo, and we're just seeing them spar. Basically, they're looking between wrestling and boxing, as far as I can see.
Well, actually, Anjo, before he got into wrestling, was in kickboxing. He is so good at kickboxing that he once dropped 35 pounds to make a weight limit against a Muay Thai champion. The fight went the distance to a draw under Muay Thai kicking rules. So this guy can do it.
Okay, Gene, let's go over the point system again. Now, how do they score points?
Okay. If, for example, Nakano gets a hold on his ankles he's trying to do, Yoji would escape by grabbing the ropes. If he does grab the ropes, he loses a point. If they get thrown down with a particularly spectacular throw, like a suplex or something that hurts them, they lose a point. If it goes to a knockdown where the referee calls a count, that's 3 points.
So we must point out that both men start in a singles match, usually with 15 points.
Right.
And as they commit errors, they're taken down, or they reach for the ropes, they lose points. And they can lose up to 3 points at a time with a real good takedown.
With a knockdown.
Or a knockdown. Okay.
That goes to a count. Well, there was a good knee and a good...
Anjo comes out, and he's ready to fight. He is really fired up, and he's going at Nakano.
Yep,
Nakano slowed him down a little bit. Now the referee's got his finger pointed.
And although that the point system is there, as we have talked about ourselves, Jim, one of the things is that these matches rarely go the distance. The points, of course, are important. They'll drive a fighter on. He'll look at that scoreboard and say, geez, if I go down twice more, I'm going to lose. That will strive him to hit further. Most of the time, they never go the distance. It's always a give-up or a knockout.
You hear the referee in English saying, give up. And
rope.
Joe says, no rope. No rope. So it's 15-12 now in favor of Nakano as Yoji loses another point.
Getting a couple of very good hits in now. Oh, and then again, that's what I told you in the beginning. Have you ever seen many people who can take what Nakano can take and keep fighting?
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see some stuff. Just a minute. He's going for a suplex. He went for it, and Anjo finds himself stunned, and he's in trouble. And he reaches for the ropes. There may be a countdown. It is a countdown. Anjo loses 3 points on that one. He loses 3 points. It's 15-8 right now.
And he's hurting.
Trying to get up.
No, he's all right.
Okay, and they're coming back. Now, Look at the blood on Nakano's nose. It looks like he really got hurt.
Well, he's taken a lot of hits to the head. Now, when those hits come in, particularly with the palm of the hand, don't think that this is a slap like your mom used to hit you with. These are 230-pound athletes hitting with the palm of their hand. It's as hard as any heavyweight boxing punch can ever be.
With blood around his mouth and his nose, Anjo reaches up and grabs Nakano's face and probably getting stains all over him. These guys are really showing some pain here. This is perfect. Have you ever seen a match stop because of a blood loss or bleeding?
I've seen a hold cold, I've seen doctors look at it, and I've seen the wrestlers refuse to stop and go on. No, I have not yet seen a match stop because of blood.
But technically, it could happen.
Absolutely. We have a doctor at ringside. We have a referee. You see how close to the action he is. But look at, despite the fact that Nakano's been taking all his pain and bleeding, look at the scoreboard. He's ahead 15-8.
So he's not going to give up unless he absolutely has to.
That's right. Now, Anjo has a very, very strong chokehold on. Nakano is getting out of it. He's trying to throw him. Anjo goes to the ropes. He loses another point.
My gosh. If we get a close-up on, there it is. Look at the man's face. He is in real.
His left eye is closing up from the hits now. But the cut is below the eye, so they'll let it go. And he just took another one right to the eye.
No, folks, this is not a boxing match. This is shoot wrestling. And you're watching it for the first time from Japan, and we're enjoying bringing it to you. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are here at ringside. This is great. This is great. This is great. And now Anjo squatting over the top of Nakano. He's got blood all over his back.
Well, he's actually making it difficult for Anjo to get a hold because the blood is so slippery. But what Anjo has to do is to do something to him. He hasn't actually scored a point yet, but he hasn't given up hold. Yes, he's got a choke on him.
And it happened very quickly as Yoji Anjo grabs a hold of Nakano, and Nakano slides out of the ring. He's in pain. He's still bleeding. And Yoji Anjo wins it at the last minute. He was down to 7 points. Here's a look at Anjo earlier in the match. First of all, getting the suplex.
Well,
let's pick it up,
one of Nakano's favorite moves is the suplex move. He's deadly at it. Look at how way he took him down on the back of his neck. That stunned him.
And here's the end of the match.
However, as you see, Yoji is in absolutely splendid condition. Came back, put a perfect sleeper chokehold on. Nothing he could do but give it up.
And that wraps it up. Yoji Anjo comes back at the last minute when he was down on points and wins the match against Tatsuo Nakano.
セミファイナル、まず青コーナーからマーク・シルバーが登場しました。金髪をなびかせます。
赤コーナーにゲイリー・オブライト選手の入場です。
今花道のところに見えました。192センチ、160キロの巨体。いつもの赤いタイツを身につけていますゲイリー・オブライト。そして挑発に行った。マーク・シルバーも睨み返します。
もうこれでゲイリーのペースになっちゃいましたね。
なるほど、はい、これが一つの作戦ですね、ゲイリーの。
もうこれリング上でこれやられちゃうともう飲まれちゃいますからね。
はい、去年左膝を負傷しましたが7ヶ月ぶりのカムバック。蘇った不死鳥マーク・シルバー。
350パウンドゲイリー・オブライト。
ミスタースープレックス、今夜もキャンバスに新たな生贄を叩きつけるかゲイリー・オブライト。柴田さん、マーク・シルバーは7ヶ月ぶりの試合ということなんですが、
今日の日を一番楽しみにしてたんじゃないですか、彼が。
はい、しかしそのカムバック戦でいきなりオブライトというのはちょっと
荷が重いですね。
多くなんじゃないでしょうかね。でも急成長中ということですからね。おっと、張り時回っていった。ここでゴングが鳴ってしまいました。オブライトが下へのスープレックス、後方に投げ捨てます。シルバーの方が 挑発しに行ったんですが、逆にオブライトのスープレックスを浴びました。そしてオブライトが後ろから締めにかかります。
これフルネルソン狙ったら危ないですね。またこれ、
フルネルソンの体勢に入った。この体勢からオブライトは投げがあるんです。ここからじわじわと立ち上がってドラゴンがあるんだ。しかしロープに足がかかっている。ロープに足がかかっている。ロープブレイクをレフェリーが命じます。オブライトエキサイトしている。膝蹴りを待っていったマーク・シルバー。バックを取った。ジャーマン。そして2連発。まさに殺人投げだ。最初のダウンです。ダメージはどうだマーク・シルバー。あっさり決まってしまった。
いやー恐ろしい。恐ろしいですね。
まさに恐るべきスープレックス。
いやー今日のはもうちょっとあれマークあれだったんですね。ちょっとゲイリーを挑発しすぎましたね。
挑発しに行ってポケットを打ってしまいましたマーク・シルバー。まだうつ伏せになったまま微動だにしません。柴田さん、この試合どうでしたか。
ハチミドフ選手がですね、高田選手に挑戦するということで、オブライト選手燃えてましたからね。
なるほど。
またベイダー選手も次の大会やってきますから、その辺の意気込みがすごいですね。
しかし本当に残酷なまでの幕切れでした。
Albright Ichiban. Albright #1. Vader's shit.
Right now, Dennis Koslowski going against Masahito Kanehara. Tell us about both these guys.
Dennis Koslowski is one of America's greatest wrestlers. He won the silver medal at Barcelona in amateur wrestling. He's going to head up the American Olympic team in Atlanta. This guy is a brilliant wrestler. He's got all the moves. If there's any weakness he has, again, it's facing the kicks and hits of the UWFi style. But pound for pound, one of the greatest wrestlers you've ever seen.
Has Dennis lost any matches in Japan so far?
Yes, he has, and basically he's lost them because of the inability to defend against the kick. Tonight, he's up against an absolutely superb hitter and kicker, Masahito Kakihara.
And we're looking at Kakihara walking around the ring right now. He is a very, very popular young man. Here he comes, though. The man we just saw the highlight tape on, Koslowski, he's also extremely popular here in Japan, and he runs out. He's a silver medalist at Barcelona. He's going for the gold in Atlanta, and right now he's with us with Shoot Wrestling in Osaka. This ought to be a great match, Gene.
I'm looking forward to it.
Really, Craig? Kakihara takes a bow and the crowd applauds. He'll be in the blue ring. And in the red corner is Dennis Koslowski.
I like to call him Captain America with that outfit that he's got.
Yes, he's all-American, wouldn't you say?
He absolutely is, and he's some kind of classic wrestler. But today he goes up against a classic UWFi striking fighter. Kakihara relies heavily on incredibly quick hands, slaps, and powerful kicks. Captain America, he's going to have to stop that. If he wants to use his great wrestling ability, he's going to have to get in tight on this boy, take him to the mat, and get away from that hitting. Where there you see it right now. Dennis has to stick on him like fly paper. Otherwise, he's going to be taking the brunt of those kicks and punches.
And Dennis is continuing to push him to the ropes, and now he brings him down, but it doesn't take long for Kakihara to get out of that one.
Well, that's it. Now, Kakihara comes in at 205 pounds against Dennis's 255 pounds. 50 pounds of this kind of fighter is a lot to put up with. If Dennis keeps him on the mat and real close, I got to say Dennis is going to take this because of the weight and experience advantage. However, every time they get him up and the referee breaks them, then that's going to be Kakihara's game. It's up to Dennis with his ring savvy to do it. Personally, I think he'll be able to do it. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Anything can happen in these matches. And they do.
There's a lot of respect here in Japan for shoot wrestling, and one of the things that people like is the purest form of it. It's almost like sumo in the sense that they know that what's happening in that ring is actually happening. It's not rehearsed. It's not something that they've agreed on before. These guys draw blood. They're really drawing blood. And right now, they're really slapping each other around as Dennis goes after Masahito.
Well, what you're saying is what we're seeing. This is a true sporting contest. I've asked a lot of the American guys, what do you do this? You could earn, you know, say money in other places, wrestling the other style. What are you doing this for? They put it to a point of pride. They say, we are athletes. We don't want to be considered other than athletes. We are coming in here showing our skill, our athletic ability, our conditioning. It's a matter of pride to these guys. They're going to give it 110%.
Now, Gene, tell us, what does it take to qualify to be a UWFi wrestler?
Well, you want to get into this organization, they first test out your conditioning. They will ask you to do 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 deep knee bends without stop. Then they'll ask you to run about 5 miles, probably do a few wind sprints. If you can do all that without stopping, they'll think about letting you get in the ring and show them what you've got.
I love to listen to you tell about that. It's almost unbelievable. I know a lot of people can't believe that these guys have to go through that kind of qualification just to earn the right to get in there. But you can see it. They're in excellent condition. These guys are really going after each other. This is what shoot wrestling's all about.
Makes the Marine boot camp look like vacation. I've been to the gym a number of times and watched these boys. It's incredible. But you're seeing what I told you. Dennis knows that he can't stay out there and trade hits with him. He constantly moves in. Oh, what a hit to the leg. Dennis felt that one. He's not going to... You cannot take too many hits to the leg like that.
Well, so far, neither wrestler has lost any points. They're tied 15-15, so both of them are going after it. It looks like someone's going to have to give way somewhere because points so far hasn't entered into this.
Dennis better not make the mistake that a lot of American wrestlers do by crouching down too low in a wrestling position and coming straight in, because that can catch a knee to the head. So far, he's defending well, but he is going to... What is vulnerable is his left leg. He's sticking the left leg way out, and Kakihara keeps hitting it.
He's trying to get into a position for a throw, but right now Kakihara has been able to defend it fairly well. Let's see if Dennis can reposition and get Kakihara down. And he does it. And he does it. He brings it
That's
down
a knockdown.
very hard.
They'll call that a knockdown. Right on the back of the head.
Yes,
There's that 50 pounds I was talking about. He just reversed Kakihara purely on weight and strength. Put him down in his head.
And he took him down, and now the score is 15-11 in favor of Dennis Koslowski. And now Kakihara is going to have to start coming back and make up those lost points.
That's going to take a lot of zip off Kakihara's hits and kicks, though. You take a hit like that, it's going to slow you down for a while, and that's all Dennis needs.
Look at some of these moves. These moves are ingenious. These reverses and backs. Now Dennis reaches for the ropes and loses his first point. It's 14-11. And it looks like Dennis is taking a long time to get up.
Who said, give me a lever and I can move the world? That's what you're seeing. You're seeing leveraged moves. These guys turn and twist from one hold into another. It's not just a matter of strength and bull power. You're seeing real conditioned athletes with skill.
Gene, does it mean a lot to the Japanese audience watching here tonight that we're looking at a Olympic medalist?
I think it absolutely does, and it certainly makes them happy if the Japanese can beat them, because they're saying, look, here's one of America's best wrestlers, and here's what one of our guys can do against them. However, let me say this. Dennis has won over the hearts of a lot of Japanese. He's been here a number of times. He puts on a match. He never quits. He puts all his heart and guts into it. So the Japanese have learned to appreciate him as well.
Great. We're 5 minutes into the match, and right now it's 14-11 in favor of Dennis Koslowski. And the match is slowing down. The intensity is slowing down as both men now are trying to find something on the other, trying to find a weakness as they roll into the ropes.
Well, Dennis wants to keep this fight on the mat. He does not like it when they break him, because they break him. This is when, see, all the cameramen are getting all ready. They're waiting to see Kakihara come in with those slamming punches and kicks. And he does. Tries us, but he didn't hit. Dennis ducked it. It grazed. Oh, no.
Oh, there's a knockdown.
Right on.
It's a knockdown, and the score is tied right now, 11-11. We saw it happen.
But Dennis is in big trouble. That landed right on the numbers.
And here he comes with a flying kick, but Dennis is able to avoid it. And now he's back in, but he's still stunned. You can tell that Dennis is
he's
stunned.
hurting. Dennis is hurting. He needs some time to clear the cobwebs out. And Kakihara's not going to give him that if he can.
Uh-oh, Kakihara's got a suplex.
He's trying to suplex coming. Can he do it? Yes, no.
Not quite. A twisting throw, and he gets him down on the mat.
Give Dennis that experience and that Olympic background. He knew what was coming and twisted out on the last minute. That could have been a bad one.
Right now, some pressure being put on Dennis Koslowski's ankle. I know it hurts a lot, and he's in the center of the ring as he now begins to try to crawl for the side. The referee is pointing his finger, asking him if he's ready to give up, but Dennis is able to grunt and groan and get over to the side, and the crowd gives him a big round of applause.
You may not know this, but in addition to being an Olympic medalist, Dennis Koslowski is also a chiropractor.
Oh, he probably needs to.
He's going to need one tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe. What does he do? Look in the mirror? There we go. Now Dennis gets him down again, and he's putting a lot of pressure on the side of his head. But again, Kakihara is able to roll out of it. We're almost able to whisper here because the crowd is so quiet, so intense watching this exciting match. Shoot wrestling.
Look out. He's got a great leg extension. Look at the flexibility you need to be able to take that. He's putting enormous pressure on the legs. He's got them totally wide split. Kakihara's out of it, but now you see what kind of stretching remember I told you about the stretching exercises, what kind of flexibility these boys need. I mean, you try that at home, you're going to be having a little problem driving your car tomorrow.
Now he's got Dennis in trouble, and Dennis is trying to work his way over so he can reach over to those ropes, but now Dennis reverses, and
trying to get the armbar. He's going for the armbar.
He certainly is. Very, very exciting right now. What we're seeing is shoot wrestling at its best, and Kakihara couldn't take it, and he swings around, loses a point. It's 10-10. It's 10-10 right now. Both men going at each other very hard. We're seeing some excellent wrestling.
They both slowed down. Oh, he caught one right to the inside of the leg, and now whether it was to the inside of the leg or to the groin area, I'm not sure. What is tapping him on the back, which usually means that maybe he was a little closer to the groin than he should have been.
Is that a warning? Did he go over there and warn the...
yes, he's gone over and warned him. Kakihara, it was a mistake, though. They're not going to deduct any points.
I see.
He said, I'm sorry. Dennis said, okay, and now Dennis will probably try to take something back on him. Oh, a very good kick to the leg.
He goes after it again.
Well, no, Kakihara's trying to kick to the inside of the leg. If you feel your leg, the inside of the leg is much more tender than the outside, and Kakihara's found that open.
Whoa. Kakihara falls outside. It's a slip, but I tell you, both men are going at each other, swinging.
See, what's happening is Koslowski's sticking that left leg out so far that he can hit him either to the inside or the outside of the leg. And so he's been catching him to the inside. Oh, what a kick to the ribs. That hurt. But that's it. He's never going to get out of that one.
And it doesn't take long as Dennis Koslowski gets Kakihara into a grab, and he does it, and now Dennis is jumping around the ring. Is he excited? And the fans come alive. They love it. They love him. And right now, Kakihara is on the floor. He's in big trouble. Maybe Dennis ought to go over and give him a little help with his chiropractic service, huh?
Hey, take nothing against Kakihara. He gave away 40 pounds and put on a brilliant fight. But today, Captain America had a little too much. He showed him that... All right, now let's go back and take a look at some of this.
There we go. Watch Koslowski get kicked to the face. Here it goes. Slow motion. Fans back in the USA, have you ever seen slow motion in professional wrestling? You're seeing it the first time tonight. And here's the end of the fight.
Kakihara tries to go for a head kick, but Dennis catches it. He's got both legs now firmly caught, just turns around, steps over. He goes far enough, he'll break the back.
And Dennis Koslowski does it. He wins it. Masahito Kakihara goes down to the American. A great match here in Osaka.